Anxiety in kids is when their body and brain feels overwhelmed with your kid's brain alarm system. And in some kids, it's too often and too loud. Simple anxiety with the 4-step framework called COMS. As Dr. Siegel says, name it to tame it. Like it's a haunted house. That confusion right there is where parents are stuck. But the good news, you did not cause the situation. You will not be scratching your head like, I don't know what's happening. Anxiety in kids is when their body and brain feels overwhelmed, worried, and unsafe, even when there is no real danger. Anxiety is your kid's brain alarm system that goes off to protect them. And in some kids, it's too often and too loud. Simple way to understand anxiety in kids is when their brain is trying to protect them, even when there is no real danger. How anxiety shows up, often misunderstood. Kids don't sleep on time, they don't want to go to school, they have stomachache often, there are ongoing issue with their belief system, and parents think they're not focusing, but it's their brain trying to protect them when there is no real danger. Hi, this is Parvinder. Welcome to my channel at Single and Strong Mom. We have 3 objectives. 1. To recognize and respond to anxiety with the 4-step framework called CALM, C-A-L-M. 2nd, build emotional skills. 3rd, strengthen your parent-child connection for long run, not till high school, but for long run. Anxiety doesn't show like a worry in kids. It usually shows like a behavior. And you might be responding completely wrong to it because you don't know what they're worried about, but you're thinking it's a tantrum. As Dr. Siegel says, name it to tame it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you understand what anxiety looks like, you will respond differently. And today I'm going to show you what anxiety looks like, how to spot and respond, and what to do instead. Tell me if it feels familiar to you. Kids melt down over success. Till yesterday, they loved going to school, they loved hanging out with their friends, and today they're acting like it's a haunted house. They don't want to meet new people. Until yesterday, they loved socializing, and now they don't want to meet. They want to stay in the house. And you as a parent, you are confused. You're like, what is happening? That confusion right there is where parents are stuck. But the good news, you did not cause the situation. And it's not happening only in your house. Parents everywhere noticing the same pattern. Why? Because kids are being raised in a digital world. They have more stimulation, more expectation, more pressure, but not enough emotional support for their nervous system. And we're gonna break it down. Now here's the shift belief. It's not the personality problem. It's a nervous system response. As long as you're willing to understand what anxiety issues are, why they come up, why they show in your kid's behavior, and you learn how to respond, you will not be scratching your head like, I don't know what's happening. There will be a solution for you. Dr. Perry says, behavior is communication from the brain under stress. That overreaction over something small is not drama. It's your kid's brain saying, I am overwhelmed and I don't know how to deal with it. I need help. If you treat it like a behavior, you will correct it. But if you treat it like they are stressed and you want to respond to it, you want to help them, you will respond differently. And that changes everything. Here's what's happening in your child's brain. When they are overwhelmed, their brain goes on survival mode. Fight, flight, freeze. Fight, they argue, they're snapping over little things. Flight, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to do homework, I want to avoid all the social situations. Freeze, I don't want to do it at all unless it's a perfect. Or they just close themselves in the room and they avoid situations. Now that is not misbehavior, that's biology. The thinking brain that reasons, that listens, that cooperates goes offline. And when thinking brain is offline, survival brain takes over. When their brain is in survival mode, the logic doesn't work. The consequences can make it even worse. Your child is not giving you a hard time, they're actually having a hard time. So what do we actually do in those moments? In those moments, we use 4-step CALM framework, C-A-L-M. Check the behavior, acknowledge the feeling, lower the pressure, model regulation. Dr. Bryson says, connection is the bridge to cooperation. So if you want them to cooperate, first you need to connect them, you need to understand them. Let's make it real, not theory, but in real life. Before reacting, pause and think. Is it disobedient? Is it defiance? Or they are stressed? Your kids say, I don't want to go to school. Your old response would be, you're going to school no matter what. End of the story. Your new response would be, what feels hard about it? Someone said anything, what makes you feel uncomfortable? Now you are connecting. And your child knows that going to school is important, but not more than connecting with him for you. So you need to connect with them. Think of it like a Wi-Fi router. When it goes off, you don't spank it, you don't yell at it. You unplug, you reset, and you move on. Similarly, you check for the behavior, figure out the problems, and then go to next step. Acknowledge the feeling. Instead of saying, stop reacting, you're like, your new response would be, it feels hard. What it makes you feel like. Why speaking like this will work with your kids? Because when your child feel understood, that you acknowledge their feeling, their nervous system calms down itself. Now they're willing to speak up about their problems. Connection is the bridge to cooperation. So remember, acknowledge their feelings, make them understood. And once you understand, you will see how they open up. Now, it doesn't mean you agree with them, but it means you're connecting with them. And that changes a lot of things. That changes the process of cooperation. Lower the pressure. Lower the pressure. When anxiety goes up, expectation must come down. You can't expect too much when they're in the survival mode. Instead, you break the big problem into small pieces, small chunks. For example, if they have a one-page homework, they have 10 math problems, you tell them, let's do first problem together. And I'm here if you need help with others too. When you lower the pressure, they get confident. Pressure doesn't create confidence, kids, but connection does. Benefit of this, confidence builds through connection and success, not through pressure. It's like going to the gym and you're lifting 200 pounds on day one. It's like, are you out of your mind? If you're going for the first day, you never lifted any weight. You go from small to bigger, from less weight to higher weight. Solve one problem at a time and then move on to the next. So low expectation. You just want to have a connection with them. Or model regulation. This is the hardest and the most powerful one. Lower your voice. Take a deep breath. Your child borrow your nervous system calm. And I'm telling you, your calm is contagious. They can be yelling, but you lower your voice, their voice will come one step down. It's not going to be as loud it was before when you started the conversation. And when you stay consistent with staying calm framework, 4-step framework, you're going to notice something powerful changing in your kids. 1, your child learns how to handle stress without shutting down. 2, how to express emotions without exploding. How to face challenges without fear taking over it. Now, what are the benefits of practicing 4-step calm? It builds their confidence, their emotional growth, and it strengthens parent-child bond for long run. Not till high school, but for long run. So it strengthens your bond. Remember parents, your calm today is their coping skills tomorrow. They don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. They do what they see you every single day, how you respond, how you react, how you behave. So you want to make sure you're being mindful because God gave you these little cute kids, your teenagers, your youth in your house, so you can push them to their highest level possible. And that's only possible when you have a framework to respond. Framework, knowing how to understand their behavior and decode their emotion and respond accordingly instead of reacting. Why are you overreacting? What feels hard about it? So these little changes will strengthen your bond. Before ending the video, let's quickly review our 4-step framework. Calm. Check the behavior, acknowledge the feeling, lower the pressure. Remember, when they're in their survival mode, their brain does not understand logic. So lower the pressure. Model regulation. The toughest but the most effective technique. Most effective way of connecting so they can cooperate. So next time when they snap, they're acting out, don't ask, why are you overreacting? Ask them, what's bothering you? How can I help you? Let's talk about it. So be curious and be there, be available. Before going, subscribe to my channel, Single and Strong Mom, because every single week I'm sharing framework to strengthen your bond with your kids. Like the video, share with other parents so they can benefit too. I'll see you in the next video.
Is that only proof? And this is when love